Hello, everyone. For my quest, I chose to do cycle counts with our ERP system. For those of you that don't know, an ERP system is the type of software that helps automate and organize any business processes. At this point, I learned how to pull up and schedule a cycle count, and then at this point, I was learning how to use the gun to conduct the cycle counts. I felt like I did pretty good, that I was just kind of sailing through this and got a pretty good understanding of it.
Full sailing through this.
At this point right here, this was my second day conducting cycle counts. And by this time, I felt like I had a pretty good understanding that I was doing most of it by myself. But there was a few times where I had to get corrected, and just to make sure that I was doing everything correctly and did not mess up any counts. Whereas before, I was used to counting things just by pointing at it and just making sure that things were correct as far as counts go. With this, I had to make sure that I was scanning the correct license plate, making sure that everything was proper as far as all these were the correct counts. Moved on to a partial one and making sure that that one got entered in separately. And that part was pretty easy. Once I got back to processing the cycle counts in the computer, I got a better understanding that it was a little bit easier to just kind of go through it. So by this time, this is my third day doing cycle counts, probably my 15th, 16th time conducting one. But it was pretty easy to the point where I was pretty much doing everything on my own. Obviously, having our warehouse supervisor right there, he was able to guide me and just make sure that I wasn't doing anything incorrect. And I was able to do a whole section on my own. Now, again, having the warehouse supervisor there just to make sure that everything was going smoothly, making sure that if I had any questions or if I got stuck, he would be able to help me out. But overall, I felt like I did pretty good on my own. And as far as I know, we had no variances, so that's always a plus. The one thing that I definitely noticed is that the gun, it was a little bit easier to do, mainly because it had you follow steps. Now, with the computer part of it, it was a little more tedious, just mainly because I had to switch back and forth from screens to screens. And it was confusing at first, but by this time, I felt like I got a pretty good understanding that with a few more practices, I feel that I would be able to conduct cycle counts on my own, and hopefully in the future be able to show others how to conduct cycle counts, and hopefully they could show.